You said religion's just on faith, so pick whatever you want. Pick the rules that you like. And I said that's not what faith is.
I choose atheism because I don't have to blindly trust or blindly have faith in anything without proof.
So do you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
Not really.
Are you a flat earther?
No, God, no.
Why don't you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
I don't see it plausible.
The Big Bang Theory is like the scientific consensus on how the universe came to be. Like, it's not really heavily debated, but you don't believe in it?
No, not particularly.
Why? Hello, how are you and how old are you?
I'm 19.
All right, bro. Why should I be a Muslim?
Because it's the only religion that's like okay with you killing yourself, and that's a big plus.
I mean, it has its set of rules. Why should I believe those rules are true?
Well, because like why would you believe any religion's rules are true though? The whole point of religion is faith, and the whole thing with faith is that faith is believing in something without proof.
That's definitely not what faith is.
Well, what would you consider faith?
Faith is trusting.
Exactly. And the whole idea of trust, like,
no, hold on, no, it's not. No, if you're a guy that I constantly lend money to and you constantly pay me back, and then you come up and you ask to borrow money from me, and I say, yeah, I got faith you'll pay me back. Am I lying now?
No, but here's the thing: the first time I asked you for money, okay, I'm the same dude, but the first time I came to you and asked you for money, you gave it to me and trusted that I'd pay you back, right?
I might not have. I might have just gave you the money and been like, if he pays me back, he pays me back. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
No, like that doesn't make any sense though.
Why not? I've literally done that.
Yeah, well, I guess like that's your choice. You're using kind of a hard metaphor there, buddy. Like
it's not a hard metaphor. Is it faith when I say, yeah, I've seen you pay me back a bunch of times, and I know you're gonna pay me back again? Is that faith?
Yeah, but
can you have faith with evidence then?
Yeah, you can.
So then, by definition, faith is not something without evidence. Sure, you can have faith with evidence, sure, but it's not the definition. You said that's the definition. If you can have faith with evidence, by definition, it's not the definition to have it without evidence.
Okay. I don't think you're understanding what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying. It's just silly.
Trust, you have the whole idea of trust is giving someone trust. So when I trust someone from the very start, yes, you can have a long line of trust. I've trusted my parents since I was born that they're going to make the best calls for me. Okay,
I'm not faith in your parents. I don't have to trust them.
Yes, right, absolutely. But we also take anything someone tells us, right? Your teacher. The first time you walked into a classroom and a teacher looks you dead in your face, you've never met this teacher before in your life. They don't give you their backstory. They don't tell you why you should trust them. They just sit you down and say 1 + 1 = 2. Okay, you're a great primary.
So the reason I would have faith in the teacher is because they had to go to school to end up becoming a teacher.
Okay, I don't think your question should be why should I be Muslim?
Why not
be a Muslim? It should be why should I be religious?
Why should you tell me what my question should be?
It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
According to who? Makes sense to me.
So your question here isn't why should you be a Muslim? Because we're not talking about you being a Muslim. We're talking about faith and trust now.
You said religion's just on faith, so pick whatever you want. Pick the rules that you like. And I said that's not what faith is.
I choose atheism because I don't have to blindly trust or blindly have faith in anything without proof.
So all I'm saying is that's not what faith is, and you're all over the place. Faith isn't just trusting in things because you want to. That's not what faith is, my friend.
Except in the case of religion, that's exactly what faith is.
No, it's not. I'm not religious because I just like it better. That's silly. Why would I pick to be a Christian?
Okay, but so my question for you is, what proof do you have that
in the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ?
Okay, but where's the proof of that?
The historical writings.
Okay, who's saying that wasn't just some dude who wrote a storybook one day? Because we have these things called textual critics who can go through it and study it and determine whether or not this is like historical, non-historical, the type of things that it's being written. We can also compare it to geography. We can also compare it to other historical events and see if the historic reportage model is something that's being recorded accurately or if it's something that's just being made up as fiction. So, for example, we do have somebody who made up a story very similar to Jesus just after the Gospels, And we look at that and we could determine it's fake. And we could determine it's fake because the correlation to other historical events don't line up.
Okay. I think that I don't think that what you're saying actually has any validity.
Okay. Do you disregard everything in history then? Do you not believe a single thing that happened in history?
I'm not going to say I don't believe a single thing that happened in history, but I take everything in life with a grain of salt until I have proof to believe it.
Define proof.
Until what?
Define proof.
Proof?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd want to see like definitive evidence.
That's just a synonym. That's just a synonym for proof. What is the definition for proof?
I don't have a fucking dictionary. I'm gonna be real.
Okay, so you don't know what proof is, but you demand to have it before you believe anything. So how do you know I didn't provide you proof if you don't know what it is?
Proof is genuine. It's undeniable evidence.
Undeniable evidence. So something that cannot be questioned, right? Okay. Can you give me one thing that's undeniable?
1 + 1 = 2.
Great. Show me the empirical evidence for that.
That's literally what math is empirical evidence.
So I need to
the
know.
Equation
so hold on.
1 + 1 = 2.
I have. Hold on. I need to know math before I get the evidence for math.
Okay. Picture it this way: if you have one car, okay, and then you go out and get another car.
What is one?
1 unit of cars. So
yeah, what is
what a car is, right?
What is one?
What is one?
Yep.
One thing. So if you have a group of stuff, okay, that's multiple. A group could be 2, 3,
What's
4.
2? What's 3?
Okay, dude, I don't think you're on here to actually genuinely get like knowledge and have genuine conversations.
No, trust me, I am.
People.
Trust me, I am. You're trying to come up and trying to tell me that the only reason I'm a Christian is because I chose it. Right? And I'm showing you the problem with your epistemology.
I mean, yeah, people do choose religion. That's a choice you make in life.
You're making it sound like I chose it because it's just the right one for me. I chose it because it's true.
You believe that. You feel like you have definitive evidence, proof to believe that.
We do have definitive evidence.
See, I think this is where we disagree.
Yeah, well, you can't even tell me what proof is. So,
okay, you tell me what proof is.
So proof is something that raises the likelihood that something is true.
No, proof is something that is unquestionably true.
Give me the proof of something then.
The proof of something.
Something that is unquestionably true.
Okay, you walk into a room. This guy's standing over someone's dead body with a knife in his hand and blood all over himself. Blood on the knife. Okay. That's proof that he just killed that person.
How do I know he didn't just slip and fall?
Because there's a dead guy on the floor.
Okay, so you're gonna get me bananaed with your words. So use words like unalived and things like that. How do I know he wasn't just walking around with a knife? He tripped on his foot and landed on the guy. How do I know? You said it's absolute, right? There should be no doubt.
Because it's very clearly obvious.
So he's standing over an unalived person, right? He has a knife that's bloody. How is it not possible that he was just walking down the hall with a knife and he tripped and fell and landed in the guy? Are you telling me that's an impossibility and that could never happen?
I guess you got me there, man.
Yeah, don't smoke on the live, bro.
Smoke.
I can hear you.
Vaping. Oh, you mean vape? Yeah, sure. Yeah, apologies. My bad. I didn't realize there were rules to this. I've never joined a live before. This is a first time event for me. So apologies. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know what you want me to say here. I think you very clearly have views on life and what you think is true. However, at the end of the day, I think that in the concept of religion, there is no proof that any of them are
You can't
true.
even give me the definition of proof. So how do you know we didn't have proof for it? You say you don't think there's any proof that it's true, but you don't even know what proof is.
Okay, you just told me that proof is undeniable.
I never said that. You said it's undeniable. Yeah, so anything that raises the likelihood of something being true. We have lots of proof.
Okay. It raises the likelihood, sure. but raising the likelihood that something's true, you're by saying it raises the likelihood that it's true, you're saying you aren't 100% sure that it's true.
Yeah, there's
'Cause
nothing.
if you're
There's
100%
nothing.
sure that it's true,
There's nothing that I'm
then you shouldn't
100%
have to
sure
raise
of.
it.
There's nothing that's 100% positive. That's even in science. They don't say anything's 100% sure.
Yes.
So,
But to me, proof is something that makes me 100% believe that something is true.
right. So give me an example.
Okay, an example of proof to me would be someone lies to you and says they didn't do something to disobey your trust, right? Say you're dating someone, they say, no, I didn't cheat on you. Okay. You go into their phone and you see the messages saying like, damn.
Okay.
Like,
How
that
do
was
you,
a really
how do
good
you know
time,
that
like, we
their
should
neighbor
never-
didn't steal their phone and text those messages? You said it has to be 100%, right?
If your neighbor's willing to do something like that, man, I don't know.
Is it possible
because
that your neighbor could do that?
extremely unlikely,
But
yeah,
it's possible, so it's not 100%.
Okay, but if someone gave me that as an excuse, I'm going to be 100% honest. I would never believe it.
Yeah,
as proof that
it's
it didn't
unlikely,
happen.
sure. Yeah, it's not probable, and I would agree with you. You'd be silly to believe that, but it's not 100%.
Okay, and that's so. You're kind of giving my point some validity here. I'm saying I don't think that any religion is 100% true.
And I'm telling you, you can't prove anything to be 100% true.
Exactly.
So your argument's ridiculous.
My argument,
because it would just state that religion falls under the same category as everything else.
yeah, but this is my thing: is people who are religious try and tell people that it's 100% true. It is undeniable that God walked the earth, right? And then he was, the whole story is 100% true.
If we're speaking hyperbolically, I would say it's 100% true, but we're not speaking hyperbolically. We're debating, so that we're using semantics.
Okay. For me, I don't know what you want me to say here. If you want me to answer the question of why you should be a Muslim, you shouldn't be. I don't think that anyone should be.
I don't think anyone should be a Muslim
religious. I don't think anyone should be religious, period. I think that religion has cast so much terrible things for this world,
Cool.
such as
have you gone to the
Muslim
hospital
religion.
recently? At any point in your life?
Yeah.
Oh, you should stop doing that, because of Judeo-Christianity. Hospitals exist, so I mean, religion's a terrible religion's a terrible thing, but use the hospitals that they invented. Do you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
Not really.
You don't believe in the Big Bang Theory?
No.
Are you flat earther?
No, God, no. Fuck. Sorry. Heck no. Apologies.
Why don't you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
I don't see it plausible. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have no idea how the world was created. I don't believe that the Big Bang Theory is possible. I don't believe that all of a sudden the Earth was just formed.
That's not what the Big Bang Theory is. The Big Bang Theory is like the scientific consensus on how the universe came to be. Like, it's not really heavily debated, but you don't believe in it?
No, not particularly.
Why?
In my life, I'm 19, so my life is not very long, and I'm well aware of that. However, in my life, I haven't seen or been given a decent explanation on why the world exists or why things are the way they are. And therefore, until I find something that I can actually believe in and have faith in and trust, I will begin to think of the world as a mystery. Or continue, to think of the world as a mystery. And that's just kind of where I'm at.
So you just don't hold anything to be true?
Not particularly. No, not really.
All right. God bless, man. Have yourself a great day.
Absolutely, you too.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. If you want to watch more, you can click one of these and you can keep watching.